Hello, everybody. Welcome to Bluebird and Bee Tarot. I am very excited that you are here today so that we can dive into this very juicy topic of does your crush return your feelings? So just to be clear, you can absolutely apply this to any situation where you're not sure how your person feels about you. So this can be an ex, this can be someone you're in no contact with, but I'm going to be approaching the reading from just complete crush vibes, that brand new, super tangly feeling, and you have no idea how they feel about you. But yeah, if that doesn't exactly apply to your situation, just take what resonates, discard the rest. So we have 3 piles to choose from today. The first one is going to be the Modern Love Tarot with this really beautiful piece of rose quartz. That's pile number 1. Pile number 2 is the Super Lunaris Tarot with this really gorgeous piece of amethyst. That's pile 2. And then pile 3 is the Rosebud Tarot with this just really gorgeous, striking piece of green aventurine. Okay, so I'm going to give you a moment to choose your piles. If the time that's here in the video is not long enough to figure out which one you are drawn to, feel free to pause until you feel drawn to one or more. You can absolutely be drawn to more than one pile. That is 100% okay. Timestamps are down below, and I will see you at your reading. Hello, pile 1. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the Modern Love Tarot or the Rose Quartz, you have arrived at your reading. So let's dive in. Let's see, how is your crush feeling about you? Spirit, dial me into the energy of pile 1's crush, please. Let me know how their crush is feeling about them. What are their crush's feelings and energy toward them? Okay, so right away with Discover and Reach coming out right next to each other, I do think that you have opened this person's eyes to a world that they previously did not know was out there. You have broadened their horizons. You have made them see that possibilities exist that they didn't previously view as either existing in and of itself or as being possible for them. They may have seen this as, oh, you know what? That's for other people. Other people can find happiness like that, but I have, X, Y, Z obstacle standing in my way. So that's for them. That's not for me. But I think that you have really opened this person's eyes to the idea that it is within their grasp. Happiness is within their grasp. Fulfillment is within their grasp. But I do think that they are a little freaked out right now because they see that in between seeing that these possibilities exist and fully embracing them, there's actions that they need to take. They need to actually reach for it. They need to take a leap of faith. They need to reach out further than they thought was possible for them to reach out. And they actually might need to keep working at it. They might need to if at first you don't succeed, try again. And I feel like this person's MO has generally been, if there's a chance that I won't at first succeed, forget it, not worth it. But I think that you have made them see that it definitely at least could be worth it. I feel like they're pretty early on in the process of of getting really serious about this. I feel like their eyes have sort of just been opened to the idea that this could be possible, let alone, like, they're going to need to progress to a point where they're like, yes, this is what I want. I'm willing to sacrifice for it. I'm willing to work for it. Yeah, they're not there yet. They're not there yet, but they're heading that way. Right now, they are kind of just in the place where they're like, what? This could be possible for me? Like, maybe this person will put up with all of my little quirks and peccadillos. Like, maybe this person is someone that means enough to me that I will put up with all of theirs. That's something that's possible. Yeah, I don't think they really thought it was before. I feel like prior to this person is someone that has either just satisfied themselves with a series of shallow connections, or they have tried serious connections and they have been like really, really shattered. And so they reached a point where they're like, no more, not for me. Not for me. Yeah, and I think that with this embrace card, yeah, there's something about being held, right? There's something about someone's arms around you, feeling their heart beating, feeling the warmth of their skin, just being that closely pressed up to somebody. It feels so safe. It feels so comforting and warm. And I do think that this person has sort of trained themselves not to depend on that feeling or not to even hope for that feeling. So yeah, it definitely could be a bit of a process for them to recognize that this is something that is not only possible for them, but is worth taking a risk for. Yeah, with this perseverance, I don't even think that it's doing the work that they are opposed to. I think that it is the idea that they could be rejected at all. Okay, sorry about that. My dog let me know that she had to go out and it was urgent. She did that by digging her claws right into my foot. So I didn't really want to try to finish this before taking her out because that was not a super pleasant feeling. Okay, so yes, as I was saying, I don't even think that it's the idea of having to do the work that is tough on this person. I think it's the idea that they could reach out, like that they could really like lean way out and reach for something that's just beyond their grasp, and then they could fall and they could sort of like really get hurt by, who knows when you take a leap of faith, you don't know what's below you. It could be, a really soft landing, or it could be rocks, jagged rocks. And so that's what I think that they are afraid of, is the idea that they could really, really get hurt. And I don't want you to take that personally, because I don't think it's that they view you as a person that would hurt them. I think it's just the idea, risk is inherent in anything really that you do in life. There is inherent risk, but especially when it comes to interpersonal relationships where high stakes feelings are involved, that's basically nothing but risk, right? And that's part of what makes it so thrilling. But it is also, especially after you've had a few bad experiences, man, it is also part of what can really hold you back. So I think that's where this person is at. They are at I am really freaked out by the idea that I could get very, very hurt by this. But I am also incredibly intrigued by the idea that it might be the best thing that ever happened to me. So yeah, I'm getting them as being very, very torn right now. Oh, interesting that the first two cards that come out are major arcana. We've got Death and we've got the Magician. Okay. Yeah, that is, wow. All three cards, major arcana. That is seriously, yeah, this is a very important journey. And yeah, with Death, that's really unsurprising that the Death and Rebirth card came out, because this is all about a cycle change. This is all about this person recognizing that the pain of the past, that can come to an end, and they can find commitment, and they can find satisfaction, and they can find connection to the 5D in this relationship that the two of you share. Yeah, with the Magician, though, I mean, that is the key, right? That is the central energy. They are going to have to be able to envision it as being possible. And I think that that's where they're not at right now. Right now, they are just at the place, like Discover, that this Death card came out on top of. And with Discover and Death coming out right on top of each other, yeah, that definitely could mean that D is an important letter, that is, like the initial, that could be an initial of yours, that could be an initial of your person's, that could be an initial of, a place or an organization or something that is within, like the two of you share it in your sphere of influence. But yeah, so they are going to have to really dive into the idea that they can trust. And that's one of the hardest things to do. Because again, when you trust, you are opening yourself up to the idea that you could get very hurt. And I think this person has been really, really badly hurt before. And trust is something that is so hard for them. And I think that that's the exact reason why trust is what they are required to give to this connection. I think that the two of you were brought onto each other's paths so that you could kind of resolve some of these lingering shadow work issues from past relationships. Yeah, and I think that this is likely a mirroring energy. That both of you, like, you might have very different stories that have led you to this place, that have made it very difficult for you to trust. But I do think that with this Magician card, that both of you need to come to a place where you can see that this is not only possible, but it is actually there for you to take. All you need to do is reach. All you need to do is try. Whereas right now, I think both of you have this in a space in your mind where it's like, well, that's a nice fantasy to think about, but it's too good to actually be true. That cycle needs to come to an end. Yeah, you both need to get to a place where you can actually envision this as being something that is meant for you, something that is possible for you, something that you can actually trust. And then I think you will both be ready to engage in this deeper spiritual commitment to one another. I think that maybe you are in your emotions skipping ahead, where you just feel this longing for this deep commitment. Yeah, I think that, with the Hierophant coming out on top of Embrace, I think that feeling of trusting someone, of being held by someone, of being safe with that person, like, you are longing for that phase, but that it wouldn't be safe. It wouldn't actually be safe to trust this person until they've done the work. So yeah, although it might seem really frustrating that this person has to do this ascension work prior to this commitment, it's actually long-term for the best because they need to learn to trust. And I think you are feeling a real longing for trust, but it actually wouldn't be safe to trust them if they hadn't ascended to being trustworthy yet. But yeah, I mean, this could definitely be twin flame energy with all this major arcana. Like, I mean, the statistical possibility of everything coming out major arcana in a deck this size, come on. That's a synchronicity. That's pretty cool. And yeah, it is definitely indicative of how important this connection is on both of your soul's journeys. Yeah, I want to get some channeled messages. I want to hear from this person's higher self in their own words how they're feeling. I'm a player. Yeah, I do think that they have limited themselves to shallower connections for quite a while out of fear. Yeah, and I mean, that is, I mean, talk about a good reason not to just hand over your trust before they've ascended to the point where they're worthy of it. Yeah. I'm in a really dark place. Okay, that's not great. Yeah, I think that look at with this image of the sun here on the Hierophant. Like, I do think that they see happiness, bliss, light in you. Yeah, but they've got work they need to do before they can really embrace it. You deserve someone. Okay, so a pattern is really emerging here of low self-esteem. Yeah, I think that I think they probably have self-sabotaging tendencies. And I think that I don't think that they view themselves as being worthy of you. And I don't think they view themselves as even being worthy of commitment. Yeah, I wonder if you still care. So this is potentially something that has been going on for a little while between the two of you. And yeah, so they could be really, they may have really treated you to hot and cold energy. They may have really, they may have like gone no contact at times. Yeah, and I will say I feel like if they have been hot and cold to you, it has so much more to do with what is going on with their own self-image at any given time versus how they feel about you. I mean, I think they view you as the sun. They view you as this sparkling, magical being. But I think that their self-image, their self-concept is a real roller coaster ride. And so, yeah, I think that when they view themselves as maybe being good enough for this, then they're, in contact and everything seems like it's going great. But when they start getting, in a dark place, really down on themselves, I think that they probably bounce. Fighting these demons and my troubled past is so hard. Yeah, absolutely. This is about pain of the past. And honestly, I mean, pain of the past that has affected them to the point that they can't even really envision this beautiful relationship with you and being good enough for it and not sabotaging it. I have to stop running away when I am hurting. Hello, hot and cold energy. What was I just saying? Yeah, they run away look, this came out right on top of I'm in a really dark place. Yes, they run away when they are in a dark place. And they recognize that as a really shitty habit. But I think that they, at this point, feel powerless to stop it, which is exactly why they need to do this ascension work prior to being a safe person for you to trust. Yeah, I want to apologize to you. Yeah, I think they're aware of how much their behavior has hurt you. I don't think that's a mystery to them. Of course, I love you. I will always love you. Yeah, and I think that that is just one more validation of the fact that their hot and cold energy has nothing to do with how they feel about you. It's how they feel about themselves. I'm afraid to show you who I really am. Yeah, of course, they're afraid of rejection. That's what this whole thing has been about. They are afraid of getting hurt and showing you who they really are. I mean, that is trusting you. They're afraid to trust. And I also think, yeah, with this being in a dark place, with, just not thinking a whole lot of themselves, I think that they probably think that if you saw them for who they truly are, you would be like, no, sorry, not into it. I don't think that's objective reality. I think that's probably the furthest thing from the truth. But I think that's what they're afraid of. I love you. Yeah, twice now I love you. And I need space. They do need space though, because they have shadow work to do. And that is, oh, and you were my best friend also popped out along with I need space. So here, I'll put that right there, clarifying. So yeah, I think that this is likely that the two of you have a very sweet rapport with one another. I think the two of you get each other on a level that, like, maybe you have weird senses of humor that you each get each other, or maybe you have some really esoteric interest that you share that not a lot of people would understand, or yeah, and I think that that is the thing that let them know that you have the possibility to get closer and go deeper than other people have. And yeah, they are scared. They are really, really scared. Yeah, so before we grab letters, numbers, and charms, I want to get just a couple of crystals that would be good for you to work with to kind of draw this into you more smoothly and more quickly. Okay, lapis lazuli, steadfast relationship, self-awareness, attracting attention. Yeah, I think that the steadfastness is the thing to really focus on there, because yeah, they are worried about whether this connection is something that's too good to be true or they can really trust it. Like, they don't know which one of those things to believe. So I think that if you are radiating an energy of this is steadfast, this is solid, you can trust me, you can trust this, that will draw this in. Okay, one more, Spirit. What's another crystal that would be good for pile 1 to work with? Okay, amber. Owning your beauty, firm boundaries, and happy marriage. Yeah, I would be very unsurprised to find out that the two of you were going to walk down the aisle someday, because this is some very powerful energy. Hi, hello, major arcana. But yeah, firm boundaries is the one that I'm drawn to on this card, because I do think that something they need to know from you is just because you love me and just because I love you, like just because we have love for each other, doesn't mean that you can just treat me like crap anytime you start feeling like crap about yourself. Like there needs to be a minimum standard of how you treat me that it doesn't go below that. So the hot and cold nonsense is not cool. Hot, cold, cool. Yeah, not cool. Yeah, so I do think that also, I do think that something that might have been happening here is that you care about this person so much. Like you can sense how significant this relationship is. So you have been letting your boundaries slide. Like, yeah, they treat you badly, but then they come back around and you don't even like, it's like, apology? What apology? No, just welcome back. I love you. Yeah. And so, yeah, I think that that is setting a pretty terrible precedent for the future, which is that everything's all about them and their feelings, and you are just going to contort yourself to accommodate their feelings. And yeah, like I said, I can definitely understand, like, believe me, we've all been there. We have all been there. But yeah, like I said, I think that that's a pretty terrible precedent to set for the rest of your life. And yeah, if you guys are going to be walking down the aisle, you definitely don't want to be living with that precedent for the next, 50 years. So yeah, let's grab some letters, numbers, and charms. Okay, Spirit, give me some letters that are going to shed more light on this connection, please. I'm going to grab a couple more. Okay. Ooh, we've got N and M. So first of all, yes, I think they look at you as being sweet like candy. But also, anytime two letters come out the same, I look at that as being matched pair energy. So yeah, you two are matched pair energy. With Q, I mean, of course, that always makes me think of questions. And I think, yeah, we've got G, U, S. So we don't have the E and we don't have the double S, but that makes me think of guess. So yeah, I think that you feel what they feel for you, but they definitely haven't said anything that would indicate they have deeper feelings for you. And you're just like making guesses based on, like, I feel like there's like, you've read like so much more in between the lines than you have read from the lines, for sure. Then we've got, J, B, and I. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, so we've got, was there no T? Okay, well, this definitely makes me think of gist, which is like you're inferring so much. Like they have not said to you anything solid, but you are just like, you know what though? I feel it though. I just feel it. So yeah, you may be even feeling kind of crazy. Like you may be feeling like you're losing your mind because the energy that you're picking up from this person is so different than what they're actually saying to you. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that is such an infuriating place to be. It is so, yeah, with Bug, I feel like, yeah, so maybe with this, you are my best friend. I did pick up that maybe you guys have like a very particular sense of humor that you share. So maybe you like tease each other, like bug each other. Okay, with Sib, this might be like a friend of one of your siblings, something like that. Oh, I just heard in the back of my mind that that Tom Hanks SNL sketch where he's at the microphone, he's playing like a roadie and he's at the microphone going sibilance, 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 sibilance. So maybe there's like a musical connection or, yeah, maybe you guys like the same kind of music. Maybe like one of you actually plays music. Okay, this is not an 18 plus reading, but I will say that if one of you is in a female body, I feel like there is an interest in the chest area, shall we say, with Jug. Yeah, and with Bum, okay, so that could also be an interest in the behind. But I will say that I also feel like, okay, so a song just popped into my head, which is Do You Want to Do Nothing With Me by Lawrence, which is basically like, the best times are just like hanging out and doing absolutely nothing, like just ordering food, watching TV, just like hanging out, bumming around. And I, especially with this like best friend energy, I feel like that really is the two of you. Like, yeah, the preference of what you would like to do together is nothing. Just do nothing. Just hang out. Just enjoy each other's energy. Okay, so for numbers, we have, again with the match pair energy, we got 6, 2, and 1. So you can also combine these like 21, 62, 66, 61, 12, things like that. Okay, let's grab some zodiac signs. So these could be signs that are prominent in either of your charts, or it could be times of the year that important things are going to happen, little level up moments. Okay, Virgo, Scorpio, oh, another Virgo. There has literally not been one thing yet that has not had matched pair energy. That is crazy. Capricorn and another Scorpio. Holy cow, you guys are a match made in heaven. That is crazy. Oh my God, pile one, this must be so frustrating for you to sense how significant this is. And yet this person will not get off their patootie and do their work. Yet this must be, you must have had times where you literally are like, am I crazy? Am I actually crazy? This must be driving you up the wall. Yeah, with this little Holly Hobby charm, I mean, to me, that is 6 of Cups energy. That's soulmate energy right there. And again, with the frickin' matched pair, we got 2 butterflies. Come on now. Yeah, so this is about, so I would say actually with the matched pair of butterflies here, this is about both of you transforming. So yeah, I do think, and that also makes me think twin flame as well. So yeah, this could definitely be twin flame energy. But I will say that in connections like twin flames, where there is, and with this cross, I mean, that's the Hierophant right there. That is, yeah, 100%. And that is also wedding energy, marriage energy. So in connections like this, where there is a lot of 5D connection, like you guys, your higher selves are already connected. You are connected in the 5D. The best way to move this forward is to do your own work, because your 5D connection will pull that person forward to do their work as well. And then finally, with this little Tinkerbell fairy charm, yeah, I just think that that is how magical they view you as being, how just beautiful. And yeah, I feel like you have sprinkled fairy dust into their life. You have made their life magical in a way that they never thought was possible. And yeah, they are just going to need to transform to the point that they feel confident enough to take a risk. Okay, so that is what I have for you, Pile 1. I hope that it resonated. And I will leave you with this, that you are loved, you are worthy, and you are enough. Okay, bye. Hello, Pile 2. If you chose the Superlunaris Tarot or this Amethyst Stone, you have arrived at your reading. So yes, let's dive in and find out how your crush is feeling about you. Spirit, dial me into the energy of Pile 2's crush. How is Pile 2's crush feeling about them, please? How does Pile 2's crush feel about them? Okay, so Pile 2, I feel like they are every bit as in the dark as you are. Yeah, they definitely, with this kindred, they definitely pick up that the two of you are connected, that you are soul family, that you belong together, you click. They feel that. But I think that they are very focused on how you feel. I mean, maybe similarly to you, maybe you both are mirroring each other's energies, that they spend a lot more time wondering how you feel than they do giving thought to how they feel about you. Because I think this is a person who has a lot of walls, honestly. And I think that they largely stick to connections where they are pursued. I think that they are not used to doing the pursuing. And that could be, so there's a couple different scenarios that are striking me as equally likely. One, they are just very, sort of popular, for lack of a better term, but they are desirable. So they just have so many people pursuing them all the time that they never really have to go outside of that comfort zone. Yeah, they never have to be vulnerable. But with you, I think you're playing your cards pretty close to the vest here. And so, they would have to pursue you in order to make this happen. And yeah, if it's not that they are just so in demand that they have people constantly pursuing them, then I think it's more that they are content with these long periods of solitude until an opportunity comes along that is basically a very sure thing, that they the signals are so strong and so clear that there is pretty much no vulnerability involved in making a move. They know that they are going to be successful. Yeah, but again, I feel like you are outside that norm. So you may be really shy, or you may be, there may be shades of this in you as well, that you are afraid to get hurt by making your feelings known. So you're not going to be, oh my God. Yeah, this could definitely be the battle of the people who are unwilling to make the first move. That is a definite possibility. Yeah, and I think it does come back to this vulnerability. Is neither one of you is willing to wear your heart on your sleeve or the palm of your hand, if we're going to go by this card. Yeah, and I do think that with this frustration, I do think that the pressure is building. I do think that one of you is going to end up making a move. One of you is going to end up solving this mystery, because I think, just from what I'm picking up, I think that feelings have evolved past the point where just walking away and forgetting about this is an option. I don't think that would be a possibility. But I think that there is likely going to be a fair amount of frustration prior to one of you making your feelings known. I also think that so I do think that these feelings might come out like in a moment of frustration, like during a fight, during an argument, or maybe like during a drunk dial situation. Yeah, just when like this frustration of not knowing just boils over. And it's like, yeah, it doesn't even matter if I get hurt. I just have to know. I have to know if we are truly kindred spirits or if this is all in my head. That is going to be when the breakthrough happens, is when the pain of not knowing surpasses the pain of the fear of getting hurt. That's going to be when, this like, I'm getting that there's going to be a confession, but it's going to be like just like a word vomit of all these feelings. It's not going to be something well planned. It's not going to be something like sweet or romantic or gentle. It's just going to be like this, I can't stand it any longer moment. Yeah, like there's a lot of inner tension happening here. Yeah, so with this Queen of Cups, I'm very much connecting this to this Kindred's card. Like, I think that they feel like home with you. I think that they feel, I think that you have a very gentle, sweet, tender heart, and they are drawn to that. I do think that this gentle, sweet, tender heart, though, might be hidden under the armor of a warrior. Like, I do think that they sense the vulnerability that exists underneath the walls that have been built up. And I think that that's what you sense about them. I think that that actually could be another meaning of this mystery card, is that they are potentially scared because you see a side of them that not everybody sees. Yeah, and I think that does inspire some fear in them. Yeah, and I do think that it is going to come down to a choice. But I think that it is going to come down to a choice that is almost, like, I don't think it's going to be a measured, considered choice. I think it is going to come down to, like, they almost take the choice out of their own hands because they just can't stand it any longer. Yeah, they've got to rip this blindfold off. They've got to know. They've just got to know. Yeah, so I would say if you want to draw this into you, really lean into this tender, sweet, compassionate Queen of Cups energy that is kind of the central energy that all of this hinges on. Yeah, and then they will have that sense that they have a soft place to land, that it's not as big a risk as they really think that it is. Yeah, and it will feel more to them like a conversation versus a battle, I think. Not entirely, but a little bit more. Yeah, and I think that it's got to be very frustrating to feel like this decision is kind of all in their hands. So if you want to take back a little of the power to yourself, have a little bit more control, I think that, just really letting your sweet, gentle heart shine through to them is the way to go. Yes, I feel we are fated to be together. Kindreds, yes, absolutely. Yes, love at first sight. Oh my goodness. No one can get in the way of what I feel for you. Yeah, so that could also be this Five of Swords here, is that they are willing to battle anyone that gets in the way. And that could also be another precursor to them making this decision, is that they feel in real danger of losing you to someone else. I want you to try and understand me, please. Yeah, I think that maybe they are in a place where they feel paralyzed. And I think that must be really difficult to be on the receiving end of. And I think that this is just like their higher self asking for a little bit more patience, if that makes sense. Only you, just only you. Yeah, I feel we're fated to be together. Love at first sight. Only you. These are some really nice channeled messages. I am an idiot for losing you. Why did I let you go? Yeah, so I do feel like, again, even if they haven't like lost you yet, I feel it might be the fear of losing you that is the thing that finally drives them to like spew out all this word vomit of their feelings. I wish that I could give you the one thing in life that you always wanted. I mean, I feel like that's commitment, right? I feel like you, with this Queen of Cups energy that's coming off of you, I feel like you don't want anything but them. You just want them. You want their true vulnerable heart. And I think they have to reach a place where they can give that to you. I feel like our souls were really meant for each other. Yes. Oh my gosh. Fated to be together, meant for each other. Yeah. This is soulmate energy. This is kindred's energy. Come on now. I messed up big time. So yeah, I think that they recognize that the more time they let pass, like they are more and more at risk of losing you, the more and more they drag their feet. But I feel like they are in that place of like paralyzed energy, that they just feel powerless to take action. And it's gonna have to be like, something's really gonna have to light a fire under their ass for them to make this declaration. I'm afraid to reach out and call you. Yeah, what paralyzes, like deer in headlights, like there's so many phrases for being paralyzed in fear. I mean, paralyzed in fear, that is one of them. So yeah, fear paralyzes more than anything. So yeah, they're afraid. They are afraid. But also with call you, that is like a reference. I had said earlier, this might be a drunk dial situation. So yeah, this confession might be something that happens over the phone. And I love you. Yes, absolutely. Love at first sight. Yes, they love you. They recognize this already as being more than crush vibes. They love you. Okay, so now before we dive into letters, numbers, and charms, I want to get here we go. So what are a couple of crystals that it would be good for you to work with to draw this into you more quickly and smoothly? Okay, chrysoprase, heart opening, discovering the truth, being faithful. Yeah, I think that your heart energy, with this Queen of Cups, your heart energy is what is drawing them into you. Like your heart shines to them like a beacon. It calls them in. It's like a lighthouse like they are on like dangerous, dark, choppy seas, and your heart is like a lighthouse guiding them in. Yeah, so I think that is really the best thing that you can do is just lean into this heart chakra energy. Just let your sweet heart shine. Okay, and then we have kunzite, aligning heart and mind, reciprocated love. Yeah, deeper experience. Yeah, so they feel the same way. They do feel the same way. They are scared. I mean, yeah, this comes down to, and they even said as much. I'm afraid. I'm afraid to reach out to you. So yeah, they're scared. But there is going to come a point. I think the cards have been very clear that the energies support there coming a point that they are going to let you know that this love is reciprocated. And yeah, so chrysoprase and kunzite, those are the two crystals that would be useful to work with. Yes, let's grab some letters, numbers, and charms. Spirit, what are some letters that are going to shed deeper light on this connection, please? Oh, we got a number mixed in with the letters. Okay. Okay, so we've got M, S, J, Q, and O. So Q, yeah, I mean, that always, of course, makes me think of questions. I feel like there are questions. Yeah, I'm going to grab a couple more letters because not that many came out. Okay, so we've got H, C, and U. Okay, so this is interesting because, okay, so this is making me think of school. We don't have the rest of it, but we've got the beginning. So yeah, I feel like this is definitely a learning process. I also feel like because the 1 is the number that got mixed in with the letters there, that they really look at you as being number 1. So yeah, I think this is a learning process for them. This is part of their soul's journey. This is a learning process that they were really meant to go through. I also think it's significant that we got SH and CH because those are, S makes a sound on its own, H makes a sound on its own. C makes a sound on its own, H makes a sound on its own. But when they combine together, they make a sound that neither letter could make on their own. So yeah, I think that is emblematic of how the two of you are. That each of you have your own strengths and gifts, but when you come together, you're able to do things, create energies, go down paths that neither one of you could actually do on your own. Okay, so we already know that they think of you as their number 1, but let's get a couple more numbers here. Okay, so we've got 4, 5, and 5. So yeah, those can be combined into like 45, 55, 15, 41, etc. Let's get some zodiac signs. So these can be signs that are prominent in one or both of your charts. This can also be times of year that important things are going to happen. Okay, so we've got Sagittarius, Taurus, Scorpio, and Aries. Okay, so yeah, with this hot air balloon, so I think that this is them, and also with this bird, yes, I think that this connection has really enabled them to see things from a bird's eye view. But with the hot air balloon, I feel like that is also indicative that like they're seeing things from a bird's eye view, but in a way that is very beautiful. Like the way that hot air balloons are decorated has a lot to do with how iconic they are. And so I think that they just view you as being this incredibly beautiful, like I think that that is actually like your aesthetics. I think that they do think of you as being incredibly beautiful to look at, but I think that they just look at you as a person as being this incredibly beautiful vehicle that has drawn them forward towards growth as well. Okay, so we have 2 Eiffel Towers coming out here. So yeah, Paris may have something to do with this. Europe, just the idea of travel in general. Also, I will say that's given me, this is not an 18 plus reading, but it's a little bit of phallic energy. So yeah, I feel like they definitely feel like there's some wands energy at play here. They feel some fiery passion. So we've got the sun and the moon, and actually we have 2 indications of the moon here. So the moon card in the major arcana is emotion. So I feel like there is definite shared emotion here. But with the sun and the moon card, I feel like this is yin yang energy. And then we also got the justice charm. So I feel like that is well-balanced energy, that the 2 of you balance each other out very well. Also, this could be indicate that there's something to do with the legal system that has significance between the 2 of you. So yeah, maybe somebody is waiting for like a court decision to come through, or maybe one of you works in the legal system, something like that. Alrighty, so that is what I have for you, pile 2. If this resonated, I would love it if you would comment down below. Let me know how. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. But I am going to wrap this up by letting you know that you are loved, you are worthy, and you are enough. Okay, bye. Hello, pile 3. So if you chose this beautiful green aventurine or the rosebud tarot, you have arrived at your reading. So let's dive in. Let's find out if your crush returns your feelings. Okay, so Spirit, dial me into the energy of pile 3's crush, please. How does pile 3's crush currently feel about them, please? Okay, so this is really interesting. So I am noticing that in all 4 of these cards, there's the theme of a tree. So on challenge, we have this tree that the figure is hiking uphill to reach this tree. We've got leaves on the small magic card. On this seasons card, we have a year represented via the life cycle, the yearly life cycle of a tree and the leaves on the tree. And then with Curious, well, this is a deck that is all about trees. So That's not quite as big of a coincidence, but still, I feel like that's pretty significant. So I do feel like this is likely a connection that has had phases, like it has gone in circles. And yeah, well, first of all, let me just say with Curious and Challenge, that's two cards that have the letter C. So C could be a significant letter in this connection. And then we have Seasons and Small Magic. So S could also be an important letter in this connection. Those could be initials of you or your person. They could be initials of a place. They could be initials of an organization. But yeah, so I do feel like your person considers you to be sort of above other people that they have come in contact with. Like, you are the best. The rest are the rest. Yeah, because with this tree up here, kind of at the top of the hill, I feel like they look at you as being the pinnacle. You are the prize. Now, I do think that they go back and forth on whether they are up for the challenge of you or not. Because, yeah, I feel like you are not a person who, like, if someone is going to step to you, they have to come correct. They can't come with, like, a half-assed offer. You require people to be solid in what they are going to bring to your life. Like, you are the tree that is at the top of the hill. You are the king or queen of the hill. And yeah, if people want to be in your orbit, they've got to climb that hill. They have to put in the work. And I think that you, and rightfully so, do not compromise those standards. I think that you hold strong on those standards. And it's definitely not that your person doesn't know if you are worth the climb or not. You are absolutely worth the climb. I mean, you are magic. You are, and with this being phrased as small magic, that's particularly special because small magic means the kind of magic that you see in everyday life. Like, you have gotten under their skin. You have started to permeate every moment of their lives. They think about what you would say about the article that they're reading. They think about how you would respond to the TV show that they're watching. Would you laugh at the same parts that they laugh at? Yeah, they think about if the two of you would be simpatico on something, they would be excited about that. But if you would have divergent views and you were going to debate that, they would be like equally excited about that. I will say, I don't know if it's picking it up on the microphone or not, but as soon as I started this reading, my dog decided that this would be a great time to go have lunch. So she is just crunching over there. So yeah, I would take that to mean that your person is hungry for you. This is not an 18 plus reading, but let me just say, take that as it resonates. Yeah, they are hungry for you. And I feel like when it comes to 18 plus energy, I will just say I do think that they devote a fair amount of mental energy to imagining what that would be like with this Curious card. Now, another thing that I see with this Seasons card, this is a pictorial representation of the period of time of 1 year. So I feel like that period of time is also significant. Maybe you have known each other 1 year, or that could also be saying that there's going to be a big shift in this relationship within the next year. Like, by the time this season rolls around again, the two of you are going to be in a very different place. But yeah, I do. I think that they are... You have permeated every single little part of their life. And it's just, they're like in training. I would say that they consider you the Olympic gold medal, and they are just currently in training to climb that hill. Yeah, I don't look at this as a situation where they are unsure though. I feel like they are choosing their moment. Like, I feel like they're in active preparation to want to be in a relationship with you. Yeah, exactly. The wheel, 100% with that challenge card. Like, they are currently like doing their daily exercise, their strength training and their cardio. And they are just, that is incredibly synchronous and hilarious that I said they're choosing their moment. And then the first tarot card that comes out is the wheel. And the wheel also really reminds me of that seasons card as well. Okay, so first two cards being Major Arcana. Yeah, so they are waiting. Oh, did you hear my dog's jangling her collar? That's something that I generally take as saying whatever it is I was just talking about is sort of validated. So yeah, I think that it is extra significant that we've got the first two cards here being Major Arcana. So yeah, I feel like they want to make like a confession of feelings. They want to tell you about what they are feeling. I do feel like with this Five of Pentacles, they are, I wouldn't say afraid or nervous. I don't think it's that they're afraid or nervous. I think they're being strategic because they don't want to fall flat on their face and they don't want to lose the relationship that the two of you currently have. With this, the Lovers card, I mean, yeah, I definitely feel like they want to be like sort of the direct definition of the term, the lovers. They want to be lovers. They want to be in a relationship. But the Lovers card also just means like coming together and being soulbound. And so I think that they also don't want to do anything that is going to mess that up. But like I said, I feel like the energy I'm getting here is much more that of being strategic about how they approach you and when they approach you versus being afraid to approach you. I'm not picking up much of that at all. If there's anything that they're afraid of, it's that they just don't want this bad outcome. So they are like really trying to compensate by, yeah, so they may be like trying to, like, I mean, they may actually be like how I said that they were in training, doing their strength training, doing their cardio. I meant that metaphorically, but they may actually be like on a healthy eating fitness program because like they want to, like when you guys become lovers, they want you to be impressed with what you see. Like, yeah, they may actually be putting themselves through a physical glow up process. They may be like really chasing the bag because they want you to be impressed with their situation and their station in life. Like, yeah, I feel like they don't feel like they are quote unquote good enough to step to you. But the big caveat being yet, like this is not a down deep, low self-esteem sort of, oh, I could never be, you're so out of my league, blah, blah. No, they're just like, okay, so yeah, I need to up my game significantly before I step up to this person and say, do you want to play? So yeah, I feel like they're very much in the process of stepping up their game. And when they feel they are on your level and when they feel that that moment is right for the wheel to turn, I definitely feel like there's gonna be a confession of feelings. Feel like this is likely sooner rather than later. Like we even got that seasons card, which tells me like within the next calendar year, things are going to be drastically different between the two of you. I need space right now. Yeah, I mean, they're in their training montage, baby. They can't be observed during that. They need their privacy. They have to glow up on their own. I'm over the games. That is so interesting that I just said they feel like they need to up their game before they step to you and say, do you want to play? And then we got, I'm over the games. So yeah, I definitely think they are like, they're over the competitive games, like the little dance that people do when it's like, oh, you know, I'm going to do this. Now ball's in your court, blah, blah, blah. They want to play a game where the two of you are on the same team. Yeah, they don't want to compete with you. Late at night, sometimes I can't sleep thinking about you. Yes, and that came out right on top of the Lovers. And yeah, I think that this is also why they are undergoing this physical glow up situation. Yeah, they, like their late night thoughts are largely unclothed in nature. And I think that they want the actual physical reality to match up to the fantasy. Yes, 100%. I want to make love to you all night long. Yes, again, Spirit, not an 18 plus reading, but let's just say their late night thought, like this is basically what their late night thoughts are. Yeah, Spirit was like, I feel like I wasn't clear enough when I said sometimes I can't sleep thinking about you. Let me make it a little more clear. I'm thinking about sex. Yeah, like we got it. I want to kiss your body from head to toe. Hi, again, Spirit, it's not an 18 plus reading. I think like this person's energy is like, oh, I don't care what kind of reading this is. I need to tell my person. There are things that you do that trigger me. Okay. So yeah, this is the first indication we've gotten that they are also working on shadow work, that they understand that they've got some spiritual ascension to do as well, which is good. You want someone that is ascended and evolved. Oh, thank you for being patient with me. They're appreciative. Come on now. Come on now. I lost my way and was self-destructive. Now, that's interesting that we got a metaphor about lost my way when the first set of the first little oracle card spread here was a lot about like nature and hiking and climbing. And yeah, I do think that losing their way with this Five of Pentacles is something that they are afraid of. Like they're afraid of getting hurt, getting lost. So there may have been a time in their past when they were very lost and they don't want to go back there. So that, I think that's why they are working on building their strength. You were my best friend. Yeah, so that showed up in one of the other piles, ADHD. I'm not going to remember which one. I think it was number 2. I'm not sure, but if you were drawn to any of the other piles, that may be an indication to go ahead and watch that pile as well. And then you were the right person at the wrong time. Yeah, okay, so this I do think makes them nervous, is that they met you when they had so much glowing up still to do. And this came out right on top of thank you for being patient with me. Yeah, I think that they worry that by the time they finish glowing up enough for you, like that they feel like they are ready to make their declaration, that you're going to have like moved on. I think that does make them really worried. I think that I don't think that they wish that they would have met you later. I think they wish that they would have been further along on their ascension when the two of you met. But yeah, I think with this, thank you for being patient with me. I feel like that is gratitude. I feel like that's also hope. I think that they are really thanking you for being patient with them at the same time that they are really hoping that you continue to be. Okay, so before we dive into letters, numbers, and charms, I want to get some love crystals that it would be useful for you to work with as far as drawing this situation into you, drawing this person into you more smoothly and more quickly. Fluorite, confidence in love, loving yourself, and emotional release. Yeah, so with confidence in love and loving yourself, I think if you really work with embodying those energies, and look at this, look at this bright, bright green with the heart chakra energy and so much green with all the leaves energy in the oracle cards. Yeah, if you really lean into that energy of just loving yourself and being supremely confident, that energy will transfer to them, like via the 5D. Oh, and an extra one popped out. So we've got honey calcite. Yes, again, self-empowerment, taking a risk, healing from trauma. And then we got moonstone, loyal lover, open to affection, and a fresh start. Yeah, and with this fresh start, to me, that is very much like the Fool card energy, a brand new journey. I mean, a lot, again, of the oracle cards was about like nature, a journey, hiking, discovering, just exploring. So yeah, I think that they are on a journey of self-discovery right now, but I do think that they are going to make an offer that the two of you can go on this brand new adventure of discovery together. All right, let's get some letters, numbers, and charms. There is another, I think it also was pile 2, that the number 1 ended up getting put in with the letters. So yeah, if you were drawn to pile 2 at all, you might find some additional messages for you in there. Okay, so we've got K, Q. I think Q has come out in every pile. Yeah, and I mean, it kind of makes sense because the big question, how does this person feel the same as me? We got SP. Oh, SP. That is so funny because that is the phrase that is so often used in manifestation is your SP. It stands for your specific person. So your person of interest, and also referred to sometimes as just your person. So G, O, and F. Okay. So this to me, so there is an expression of amazement that involves cursing. Get the F out, basically. So I do feel like this person is amazed even at the idea that you might want to settle down with them, make a commitment with them, be soulbound with them, that you would choose them. I feel like that is their response to just the idea that you might choose them. Get the F out. No, they don't believe it. That you would want to be their SP. Yes. Oh my gosh. And I just noticed K and Q. That's King Queen energy, baby. That is, yes. Oh my God. Emperor, Empress, that is, yes. Oh my God, matched parent energy. I love it so much. Yeah, but look at this with fog. Yeah, they are very unclear about Right now, they have questions and are unclear about the timing. They are biding their time, choosing their moment. Like, that's the big thing with them. It's not whether they're going to make a move, it's when. When are they going to be leveled up enough? And then when is the appropriate time for the Wheel of Fortune to turn? But yeah, as far as whether or not, oh, that's not a question, because you guys are King Queen energy. Hello. Okay, Spirit, give me some numbers, please. Whoa, a lot of numbers. Okay, so we've got 1, 6, 9. Oh my God. Why is there so much? Wow, there's a lot of, shall we say, passionate energy here. Yeah, a lot of wands energy. 2, and then we have 5, 5. So matched parent energy. That's really beautiful. And I actually just heard like Bill and Ted from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure going 69 dudes. So yeah, you guys might have similar taste in movies. Like you guys might both like sort of silly movies. Okay, let's get some zodiac signs. So these can be signs that are prominent in one or both of your charts. It can also be times of the year that something important is meant to happen. Okay, so we've got Pisces, Aquarius, Gemini, the twins, and Scorpio. Oh, also a lot of charms. Wow. Yeah, look at this with this wrench. Like, this person is working on themselves big time. Yes, and with this dove, I feel like they feel a lot of peace with you. Yeah, this fish, like, what did we, yeah, did we get Pisces? Was that, yeah, Pisces. So, yeah, I feel like that is a sort of validation of that Pisces energy. Okay, and then we have a cat. So I feel like they look at you as being very graceful. Wow, there's so much like flying energy here. We have a bee. So that also with the wrench validates that idea that they are really working on themselves. Yeah, I think they look at you as being like a goddess, so graceful. With this key, honestly, like I'm looking at that, I'm downloading that as very phallic energy. Like they want to insert their key in your lock. Yeah, so then we have the paw print heart here. So that could be, and then the back says heart my dog. So yeah, one of you or both of you could really love dogs or animals in general. Okay, so then we have this little figure that's playing tennis. So that can indicate that there is like a specific tennis connection or just like sporty, outdoorsy energy that you share between you. With this, with this little Tinkerbell fairy, again, I feel like they look at you as being very magical. And we even got that card, Small Magic, which is, I feel that they, you have just sprinkled fairy dust into every corner of their life. And then finally with this Eiffel Tower under the moon, I think, yeah, we got I lay awake at night thinking of you. And I think that that might be some of the more like romantic types of fantasies that they have is like walking through the streets of Paris with you at night under the moon. Like I do think that they probably, like it's not just naughty fantasies. I think they probably have really romantic fantasies about you as well. Alrighty, so that is what I have for you. I hope that it resonated. If it did, I would love it if you would let me know in the comments below. Also, like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. That would be amazing. And I want to end this by letting you know that you are loved, you are worthy, and you are enough. Okay, bye. Hello. So now we are going to go through all of the decks that were used, if that's something that interests you. So first, the tarot decks. This is the Modern Love Tarot by Ethany. Okay, and then pile 2, the Super Linares Tarot. Upside down. Pile 3, the Rosebud Tarot. Okay, the Oracle cards. This is the Intuitive Discovery Oracle by I'm Not Tangled, with not being spelled K-N-O-T. Okay, the Uncertain Oracle by Numinous Press. Roots and Wings Oracle. Soul Space Oracle. Okay, and then at the end, after the messages, we used the Love Crystals Oracle by Midnight Oracle. And then the message cards were Respectfully the Truth by Julyssa's Messages. Okay, Sparkles of Love by Queen Sugar. Okay, and then Soulmates and Separation Secret Love Messages by the Serendipity Tarot. Okay. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye.